Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda. In yesterday's Take 5 and today and in fact tomorrow, I'm talking a little bit about the relationship between the church and the world. And sometimes Christians get a bit disheartened because the world seems to be going in a very different direction from the church. That's not actually a bad thing. There was a time whenever, even here in Ireland, people pretended to follow the standards of the established church. Often they did not agree with it, but because the church had power, sometimes the church acted like a bully with that power. People, even if they didn't agree with Christian values, often pretended that they did just in order to fit in and to avoid a scandal. But today the world is going in a very different direction from the church. And you know what? That makes it easier to see those who really do have the Spirit of God. Because there should be something about us and something in the way we behave and even the way we talk and what we believe that is very different from what we see in the world about us. There's a famous story about a shoe manufacturer that sent a salesman to a certain part of Africa. Now, this was many years ago when Africa was still under a colonial system. And this shoe salesman arrived at the country where he was sent and just thought, they've sent me to an impossible task. And he sent a telegram back home to the head office that said, "Nobody wears shoes here. How am I supposed to sell anything? Please let me come home as soon as possible." And so the company said, well, obviously he's not going to thrive there. Let's bring him back. And so he went back. So his message was, nobody wears shoes. There was a younger man in that company who also wanted a position. And they said, well, we have this sales opening in Africa, but the last guy really hated it because nobody wears shoes. And the guy says, here, I'll take it. And so he traveled out to Africa, and within a short space of time, he too had sent a telegram back to the head office. And this one says, everybody here needs shoes. Send me fresh supplies as soon as possible. Now, both those salesmen were working in exactly the same environment. But one of them looked at it and said, this is hopeless. Nobody wears shoes. The other person looked around and said, this is brilliant. Everybody needs shoes. The same situation, but a different outlook on it. And so as we live in these times where the world around us is becoming increasingly less like the church, in the way that people talk, in the way they dress, in the way that they behave, what kind of people are we going to be? Are we going to spend our time going around complaining how dreadful it is that nobody wears shoes? Or are we going to rejoice at the fact that we are in a culture where everybody needs shoes because they don't have any, and we have the answer to their need? I believe that there is a great opportunity right now for the Church of Jesus Christ to rise up and seize the opportunity that lies in front of us. The gospel, in its radical otherness, in its difference, in its distinct nature from what people see in society round about them, has a power to transform and a power to save. And God has sent us to be light in a dark world. So instead of complaining about the darkness, let's shine the light and let's be the church. God bless you today. Join us again next time for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.